Hey, what's going on, ladies and germs? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks on how to take advantage of Lucky Scrambles and how to speed up your solves and make them more fluid, less choppy, and improve your results overall. The first tip is using your inspection time wisely and using most of it, really. Because you get 15 seconds before each solve to look at your scramble you got and plan your first steps to solve it. 15 seconds may not sound like long, but for most of you, that's like half of your solve time or more of it. And it's long enough that if I just let this video play for 15 seconds and did nothing, you would probably click off it. So, what you need to do is always look at the whole cube for the expected time for as long as you can. And if it is, like I said, Lucky Scramble, look further. Like, if it's a really, really lucky scramble, don't just look at the cross. See, can you look further? Are there pieces you should track? Are there free pairs? Is there a way to make an X cross or something? Let me show you. For example, if you look at this scramble, now this is a very, very lucky one. If you look at this, you'll see that the cross is completely solved. All you need to do to solve it is just a quick D2. However, since the cross is this easy, let's look further. As I said, there's 15 seconds. So this, if you look, pick it up, you'll see this, and look, that's probably about 3 seconds. 20% of your time, not even half. Just keep looking. Look at the whole cube. Look, are there any pairs that I can... Right here. You see that? So now, once you start, you're not going to be doing this and maybe doing the wrong pair that could break this, or a worse pair, or just pausing. Because the worst thing you can do is have a really easy cross, do it really fast, like this is probably this is less than a second. And then pausing for 2 to 3 seconds looking for your first piece. So now, if I use the full 15 seconds, let me set a timer here, and this is what I can do. Alright, timer's going. Okay, so I got the cube. Okay, now I see that I have the cross, and each one is just a D2 away. So I keep looking. Here's one pair, and then this pair right beside it that's really easy to solve. And that's time. So now, in that time, I've now planned my cross and my first 2 F12 pairs. So we execute that. Look at that. This is how much we got done, all planned in inspection, and that took 4 seconds. So now you've done that, then like the rest of your pairs, you have 2 left. So they should just come easy. So let's just solve the rest of the cube now. And add the 4 seconds, that's an 18-second solve. Pretty good, right? So if you just look, take some extra time, use most of your 15 seconds, and then you can then plan more, get more done quickly, because once you plan it, you can just execute it as fast as possible. So you're not pausing, because then you got 2 pairs and a cross done without even pausing once. We just did it. So let me show you another example. Let's use this scramble. If you look, it doesn't look that good, right? Just one piece, you know. The rest of these this one's flipped. Most of them are in the wrong spot. But if we look, you can then see that if we move this move this over, all of a sudden everything's set up. So just by looking for a little longer, we can predict the whole cross. Let's look. Cross done. And it's just a D move at the end. So if you just just using your inspection time wisely, you can do so much more with your solve so much faster with less pausing. This next tip is about when you get skips. Now, a skip is when you finish one step and the next step doesn't have to be done. Like if I did OLL and then PLL was already done. So, however, once you do it, it's not always solved perfectly. That's called AOF, which is if I finish the solve, I did OLL and I was ended with this. That's not fully solved. That's AOF, which means I have to do a U prime move to solve it. And that actually, most PLL skips, like if one I got here, that video, there was AOF. And lots of times, myself included, you'll see that happen, PLL skip, and you'll pause. You finish the algorithm and you'll pause for like a second, maybe more. For have to register. It's done. Which way do I have to turn it? You have to turn it and stop the timer. 4 things. That shouldn't take long, but it can if you're not prepared. So what you need to do is, you can tell if you have a PLL skip just by looking at 2 sides. So, let's do this for example. So we'll start slow. Start doing the algorithm. Right here, look at this. Solved bar, these 2 solved. Because these are perfectly solved, chances are, going up, it's going to be a PLL skip. So, what you have to look out for is which way you have to turn it. So, if we look here, this is red. This is red right here. So you have to be aware of what each color is and where it is. So if I'm going to turn this up and see red, I have to know it so I can just go red. Right there. Turn quickly and don't waste time just looking at it. The other thing is when you have PLL, but it's not facing the right way. Like for example, the U perm I use, I need to have the solve side facing the back. So to do this to save time, what you do is you turn, you don't rotate the whole cube. So what you need to do then is keep track of what move you did, then do the opposite. So in this case, I would do U2, and remember, U2 in my brain, do the algorithm, and remember to do that U2 at the end. Same thing for if it was I had to set it up, I had to do a U prime, remember that, and then just add a U to your final move at the end. Tip comes more with experience and just seeing stuff and then kind of realizing it. So if you look at this algorithm using the Ortega method 2x2 tutorial coming soon, this algorithm, this will leave AOF, because if you look, it leaves the AOF. So there are ways where you can predict it. Predicting AOF is very important. So what you could do, like what I've learned, is that if you look at, you see these 2 corners, these are the colors. So orange right here, green, blue, that's what it's going to be. So I know this is green needs to go here, which is going to be a U prime move. So you can just register that and then just add it to the end of your solves without pausing. This last tip is something that it's more psychological, which could lead to a mess up. Like if you have a very good time, say your best is, say, we'll use mine 15 seconds, say you're on pace for a sub 15. You look down at the time and you see that, and you have a very easy algorithm to do. You see that and then you start doing this. You lock up, you turn worse, you don't turn how you normally would, because then you start to panic. You have to try and turn faster, harder than you can, and you start to mess up, you could twist a corner, a lot of things could happen. So what you need to do, focus entirely on the cube and what you have to do, what step is next. because then which can lead to like, because if you do that, then you can focus on the things I talked about before, like when I talk about how predicting AUF and how to just add it fluidly to the end of your algorithms. You can start messing up and pausing if you don't focus on the right things. Focusing on the timer is a wrong thing to focus on. If you focus on the timer, you're not focusing on the cue. If you glance down quickly, that's like a fraction, that's like a half a second. But in that half a second could be the difference between your solve and a world record. So you need to just stay focused and make sure you don't make any foolish mistakes. That's all I have for you guys today, so make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, comment any questions, and I'll see you guys next time.